The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
Good evening and welcome into my State of Mind. I am Dan Yorke. You know, the Rhode Island Hospitality Association is integral in keeping that whole business alive. And when the COVID-19 virus hit, it was like a shot heard around the world for all of that industry, no doubt. And things unraveled pretty quickly early in March. Folks are starting to feel a lot better about things, of course, and we're adapting to how to go out to eat and do the takeout thing. And there are questions about whether there's safety in hotels and how is the tourism industry going to survive all of this here in Rhode Island. All those questions are on our agenda for this evening as we check in with one of the key figures in the Rhode Island Hospitality Association who interacts with the governor and the government on a regular basis. That's our plan for tonight. And with no further ado, Sarah Bratko is with us. She is the Vice President of Advocacy and General Counsel for the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, this is what we do with everybody. We go backwards before we go forward. We go back to the day that, holy cow, this whole thing hit. And we talk about how it impacted your organization, which of course is such an important one when it comes to the restaurants and the hotels and all that kind of a thing. You remember the day the virus made its mark and put the pressure on you guys?
Absolutely. I mean, when we think about when COVID hit Rhode Island, March 1st really is the day that stands out. I remember getting the phone call. We have our first case in Rhode Island, and we had been expecting it. We knew it was coming, but it was still a little bit of a shock to get it. From an industry perspective, it really started hitting the hotels first, and we started to see that late February, early March, and then of course when the restaurants got shut down for on-premise dining in mid-March, that was, you know, at least in our office, a day that will live in infamy, as they say.
Yeah, you know, we think in March, but as I've discussed with the viewers and the listeners on the radio side, we now know it was here a lot earlier. You know, we heard the announcement of case one. You know, heck, I could have had it in week one myself. I mean, the symptoms I had were just like, what? Where are they from? So we really don't know where it started, but we certainly do remember when we were advised, right, that just here, then all the things changed. That was a whirlwind couple of weeks, right? Just kind of what was the psychology in the Hospitality Association when it came to having to discuss this with every restaurant about shutting the place down?
I mean, there was no guidebook, right? There was, I think if you had told me in January or even honestly in February that we would be shutting restaurants down for on-premise dining for months, I would have laughed because it's it was unimaginable. You know, from our office, we're a well-established organization. We have great leadership and a strong board of directors. And so we were able to put as much of a plan together as we could. The governor's office let us know that it would be happening. And so we were able to work out that we'd be able to stay open for takeout and delivery, which was not always a given at that very beginning as we were trying to figure out how the virus worked and all of that. So it was a hard couple of weeks. March and April were a little bit of a blur. No one shut down an industry like that before. And so we were figuring out how is takeout and delivery going to work? What does this mean for the massive quantities of employees that are now applying for unemployment? Who gets to file for unemployment? There was a lot of things going on as we tried to figure out what that looked like. And it wasn't just us. We had our counterparts around the country that were going through the same thing, and our partners with the National Restaurant Association and the American Hotel and Lodging Association were great resources as well for us.
Well, let's step out of COVID for a second and just talk about the association in case people are unaware about what the Rhode Island Hospitality Association does. How many members and how expansive is the actual category of business?
Great. So we are the only trade association for restaurants, hotels, and tourism in the state of Rhode Island. We have just about 800 members, give or take. And we have three main missions that we do. First is the general membership that you might see with any trade association. But then our real bread and butter is advocacy on the state level and municipal level, and education. We have a separate 501c3 that does all of our education and training for the industry.
Okay. Prior to the virus, did you feel like things were hitting on pretty good cylinders? Our economy seemed to be moving along just fine at the time. Was there any major marker up in terms of advocacy, lobby for the industries at the legislature? Was there a priority goal, or was it just kind of steady as we go?
It seems so long ago. Yeah, I mean, every year is a big year for us, advocacy-wise. We are one of the largest industries in the state. We employ over 86,000 Rhode Islanders. And so every year, you know, there is no typical year for us at the General Assembly. It's always a mixture of issues with taxation and labor and licensing and liquor issues and all of that. When COVID hit, we kind of threw our advocacy plan out the window a little bit, just because what was a priority was no longer a priority. I shouldn't say not a priority, but things had to shift a little bit. But we're always very, very heavily invested in advocacy on the state level.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say it feels like a long time ago, because it does. When the world changed like that, and the jolt to our system, economically, psychologically, lifestyle, happens like that. I mean, none of us have lived through that before. Are you not drawing on what might have been on the agenda back then? Have you thrown it away, or was everything more or less status quo? Has the association been looking for some kind of new legislation? Is there something that's on the shelf now? I mean, we're going to go back to some COVID issues here, but I just wonder, are you able to keep your eye on another ball, which was, I don't know, for lack of a better term, the normal ball, like what was in the normal lane, what was going on? And is there something that the group is still looking for to advance the cause?
Yeah, I mean, we have, the industry still has needs. And as we look at the industry starting to slowly rebuild, our goal, as it has always been, is to make structural changes on the local, the state, the federal level to ensure that the industry is strong. So some of the things that we were looking at, we're going to shelve until next year, just realistically. But we are looking at things like making alcohol to go permanent. That has been a great feature. It's been something that a lot of other states have done permanently, and we are hopeful that that will be something that will be considered. Was not on our radar, honestly, last year, but it is, as we look at being very heavily dependent on takeout and delivery for the foreseeable future, allowing people to have that revenue stream is important. We're looking at third-party delivery systems. Those companies, restaurants have become very reliant on them. Our customers have become very reliant on them. We actually in Rhode Island had the first of its kind legislation introduced by Chairman Craven and Senator Lombardi this year that would start regulating them. And although the focus has shifted a little bit on them, we still need to have some conversations about how those companies are working with the restaurant industry to ensure that they're actually fair to the companies, the restaurants that are using them now.
So as with just about every business, a COVID adaptation is now going to become a new and regular way of doing business vis-a-vis the, booze to go type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, it's, you got to be careful with that stuff, right? That which was, a cash flow lifesaver is also a health and safety issue type of thing. So, when we get to back some kind of normalcy, there'll be heavy debate on that kind of a matter, it seems to me, right?
Absolutely, and we welcome that. I think legislation is done best when there is a good, strong debate on both sides, and usually the best answer can be found somewhere in the middle. We have, Rhode Island was the first state to have alcohol safety training. The industry actually put that in on itself because we believe very strongly that we have an obligation to keep everybody safe. So we're going to still follow those best practices and use what we've learned from that to make sure that this can be done in a safe and healthy way.
Okay, cool. When we come back, we'll talk to Sarah about what the Hospitality Association's work with the governor's office has been, what some of the concerns are, and of course, there are different kinds of businesses within the Hospitality Association, and they all have their own nuance worries right now. We'll be right back on Dan Yorke's State of Mind with Sarah Bratko from the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. Please stay with us. Bratko is the Vice President of Advocacy for the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. She's also General Counsel. So legal issues are always, they're always front and center for the industry itself. Look, the book has been thrown out, and I'm very concerned, to be honest with you, that the legislature went completely asleep in this whole emergency situation. The governor is really a one-person show. So you've had a lot of one-on-one. Now, she has lauded you, and the health director has lauded your organization for its cooperation. So they've at least discussed this as kind of seamless for restaurants and hotels. I know, it's not seamless. It's not. There's no possible way that your organization has any kind of unified thought process about this, and there are restaurants out there that A, don't belong to the organization, and B, don't always agree. So it's not that smooth, right? And COVID hasn't made it any smoother.
I mean, anytime that you're dealing with advocacy, there's always different points of view, and that's important to the restaurants that aren't members. I think the best thing we can say to them is the only way to have your voice heard is to become a member. We do listen to them. We have multiple conversations with our members a day. We have a weekly membership call with them. I don't think anyone thinks the process has been smooth. This has been a challenge, and some things that we thought would work haven't worked, and what we didn't think would work have. So there's a learning process certainly on all sides, and it's just a matter of people making the best decisions that they can with the information that they have at the time.
What did you think was going to be smooth and turned out not to be?
It's not easy to just transition over to a delivery and takeout model. There was, I think, particularly the consumer thinks, oh, well, I go to this restaurant all the time. I'm just going to call and pick up my food and it'll be the exact same. We had chefs that were calling us that had been making hamburgers for 30 years that had to relearn how to make a hamburger so that it traveled well. And so that was a process in terms of figuring out how do you take a business model that is very much based on dine-in service and transition it to an all takeout and delivery model. Some restaurants shut down in March. They said, you know what, takeout's not for us. And then they started to reopen in April and May when it looked like this was going to go longer than they originally anticipated. And that was, people were figuring out how do we get all of the containers for takeout. We didn't have the supply chain to do takeout on the massive quantity that we were doing. So we had to work with our, packaging distributors to make sure that people had the equipment that they needed. There needed to be some additional training for people to ensure that they knew how to package that food for delivery. It was nothing earth-shattering, but it was definitely a learning curve for a lot of people, including us.
Talk to me about the business side of this, where business owners, we're searching for PPP, right? Trying to figure out, and of course, waiters, waitresses, bartenders, all the good help that the restaurants had, hotel workers, all this kind of thing, were jumping at $600 a week bonuses for unemployment, and that whole yin and yang between I want to bring them back, I can't bring them back, got to bring them back, they got to be on the payroll. I got 75% of my PPP has got to go to payroll, but I can't pay them because they're getting more money on unemployment. That was a zoo, and I'm not sure that the whole thing is evened out even yet, right?
Yeah, the PPP was that was frustrating. It was frustrating not because the program itself didn't work, because in theory it was a great program. The timing just didn't work, the original timing. And I think part of that was because no one expected when that original CARES package passed for this to extend on as long as it has. So that was a matter of tweaking the timing, which, as anyone knows, getting something through Congress is not easy. And so that was challenging. There's still a lot of frustration over the PPP, just because it is a complicated program. There's a lot to consider, and people want to make sure that they're not, I don't want to say accidentally, but left holding this debt that was sold as essentially a grant program. So there is a little bit of anxiety over that. It seems to have smoothed out a little bit. The last change that they made was huge and has been incredibly helpful to a lot of people. So hopefully those original frustrations and problems with that program have smoothed out a little bit. But we won't know until we start seeing everybody apply for the forgiveness and all of that.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about how the hotels are dealing with this on a safety basis, and also, the discussion about more financial help for these small businesses, many of which are members of the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. Sarah Bratko is the General Counsel and Vice President of Advocacy for the group, and she'll continue with me for one more conversation. Back to my state of mind with Sarah Bratko from the Vice President of Advocacy for the Hospitality Association. Sarah, last night's show, we had Lieutenant Governor Dan Yorke on, along with some of the folks that are working hard to have a petition signed and delivered to the governor to ask her to redirect her strategy on grants. She is holding back hundreds of millions of dollars of the original $1.25 billion CARES Act money because, as she transparently argues, she wants to keep her finger on the pulse of the budget deficit. I have major qualms with her strategy on this. I think if we don't get money into the economy of businesses in this state, there won't be a budget to save. What are your businesses, restaurants, hotels, smaller businesses saying to you about that point of view? Are you working the administration at all on redirecting that strategy? Because it seems like time is of the essence, and every day we're hearing about a restaurant or two that are either thinking about going out or are.
Absolutely. So from the moment that we shut down, the topic of conversation in our office was what is recovery going to look like, and what is the economic relief package going to look like? So we've been having these conversations with the governor's office for several months now, and we've had a significant amount of conversations about what the economic relief package will look like from that CARES funding. There is a need. I mean, the economic loss to the industry cannot be understated. It's just staggering. And we're starting to get the meals and beverage tax numbers and the hotel tax numbers for March and April, and we expect to see a similar trend in May. People need help. They need help as quickly as possible. The PPP was very helpful. EIDL loans were there. We were able a few months ago to get a $5,000 emergency grant program for hospitality businesses. We worked very closely with Commerce on that. But the need for economic relief is always going to be greater than what is unfortunately available.
Yeah, well, it seems to me that are you telling the governor free it up? Are you working her, because she's sitting on the idea that without a new stimulus advisory from Congress, that she's going to try to hoard some of this money, frankly, against the specifications of the CARES Act design. I mean, there are states across this country right now that are using that money for grants at 10 and 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 and $50,000 for businesses. This group that just signed the petition this week is looking for 10% of that money, meaning $125 million to be distributed through small businesses, many of which belong to your organization. Are you going to step up formally on that?
We've submitted a formal request that those funds be released. We sent that last week over to the governor's office. And like I said, we've been having these conversations. It's a balance, right? We understand that the state is facing their own financial challenges, but you're right in saying that until the hospitality industry recovers, the Rhode Island economy won't recover. We are a huge chunk of the Rhode Island state budget. And when we started seeing all these restaurants close down, the first question we started getting from a lot of people was, what does this mean? The municipalities get a ton of money for the meals tax and the hotel tax. The state gets a ton of money. So we're starting to look at that, and the silver lining in all of this is that if anybody doubted the importance of this industry before, they certainly don't now.
Well, just a minute on safety. Hotels, restaurants, for the most part, employees seem not to be going down in droves. I mean, we don't get a lot of reports. It seems like the sanitary strategies seem to be working. Would you feel good staying in a hotel in Rhode Island right now?
Absolutely. I think Rhode Island has taken the right approach when it comes to reopening, which is slow and steady. It's certainly frustrating at times. We feel those frustrations, but when we look at what's happening around the rest of the country that either didn't fully shut down or reopened very quickly, from our perspective, it's better to reopen slowly and always move forward than having to pull back and reclose. So, it's a little bit of good policy and a little bit of luck, but so far Rhode Island numbers look good, and restaurants and hotels are so invested in making sure that it's safe to go out to eat, because if you don't feel safe, then people won't go. It doesn't matter what the capacity limits are. So we have a great program here.
All right. Well, we'll stay in touch. God forbid we have to reverse this curve, right? I mean, the South and the West have not done a good job, and I guess we just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best and hope for a vaccine, and then just there it is.
Absolutely. And until then, go out to eat as much as possible.
All right, Sarah, thank you. I appreciate you sharing some time with us.
Thank you.
Sarah Bratko is VP of Advocacy and General Counsel for the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. Final word when we come back. Please stay with us. This evening, I sure hope the Rhode Island Hospitality Association puts the hammer down on Governor Raimondo to join this petition drive and the advocacy of the Lieutenant Governor to get grant money into the pockets and checkbooks of small businesses in this state ASAP. Because I must tell you, the budget that the governor is trying to protect won't be there if we don't have long-term business tax flow to it. More on that over the course of the week, and we'll see you on the radio tomorrow too on WPRO back here tomorrow night. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you.